Carrie and Jason Kern play with their adopted son Hudson, but their visit is bittersweet. In a few days, they have to return to the United States, but Hudson won't be going with them. Just months after they were matched with Hudson, Guatemala suspended international adoptions. Since then, they've flown here to see him 16 times.
We were originally told that it would take 4 to 6 months for the adoption to complete and for us to bring him home to the United States. Obviously, 4.5 years later, we found out that that's not the case. But as frustrating as it gets, no amount of frustration is going to have us give up on that little boy. We love him with everything that we have.
Charges of fraud, corruption, and baby theft caused adoptions to be shut down in late 2007. Investigations were launched and arrests have been made. But after 4 years, Carrie and the nearly 400 other American families say the ones that are suffering the most are the very same ones the investigations aim to protect. In a country with endemic poverty and high fertility rates, advocates say international adoptions provided an important safety valve for children whose parents aren't able to look after them. And now that safety valve is gone. One of those advocates is Nancy Bailey. She has operated a private orphanage here for the past 14 years and has seen firsthand the effects the suspension has caused.
Our income went from having an income to take care of kids because they were being adopted and their parents paid for their care to having absolutely no income whatsoever, and it went from having income one day to no income the next day.
The fate of the hundreds of children whose adoptions are in process now rests with the Guatemalan Attorney General's office. Although no one from the office was available to meet with Al Jazeera, the head of the children's section sent this statement. When the new adoption law came into effect, some lawyers and authorities did not present the children and birth mothers to give their consent. And even when they did, the judges determined that in some cases, the supposed birth mother used documents that belonged to other people. While Carrie Kern says there are no issues with Hudson's documents, they're still being forced to play a waiting game. But it's a game they're determined to play out.
He'll eventually come home. Eventually someone's going to say enough is enough. And now is the time for someone to do that.
David Mercer, Al Jazeera, in Guatemala.